Hey guys, what's going on? Nice to be back with you again. Welcome to my No Record Store Day Finds video. I have nothing against Record Store Day. I mean, to each his own. When I first joined the VC, I loved Record Store Day, and I'd go out and get all the exclusive titles and stuff. And that only lasted with me a couple of years. And I think the last couple of years, I really haven't been into Record Store Day. I mean, I will pop into the record store on that day, but after the crowd has gone and left, the stampede has left the building, I'll go in there a few hours later and just see what got left behind and see if anything looks interesting. And I've scored a lot of good stuff that way. And this has been the last 2 to 3 years I've been doing it record store that way. Record Store Day just... the whole point of it is to support your local independent record store. Well, I do that, like all of you on the VC, we do that throughout the year. We don't just wait for Record Store Day to do that. I do that throughout myself. I do it throughout the whole year. I'm always at record stores, and I mean, obviously I got the collection to show for it too. And so I don't know. Lately I haven't been into Record Store Day. Plus, I mean, the titles that come out, the things that come out still look very interesting to me. And I can see where people would get real excited about them. I don't blame them. I would too. But, you know, a lot of times it just seems like a big cash grab for the record companies. They can make a killing in one day around the world. So they come out these very rare vinyl releases, and they do them up in colored vinyl and 180 gram, 200 gram, that whole shtick there. But I'm not really into Record Store Day much anymore. Like I said, I'm not against it. It's just I don't get as excited about it as I once did. So these are finds that I got while I took a trip into LA 3 weeks ago, and that sort of counts as my Record Store Day. But before I get into those, I want to show this. This is from Night Jewel. A recording artist from Los Angeles. She's got a new album coming out pretty soon, next month in May, and this is just a collection of remixes and B-sides from the session of her new album, which is going to be coming out pretty soon, and it's from a label called Italians Do It Better, and it's an EP. There's only 5 songs on this entire record, and it's what they call pink champagne vinyl. It's called Night Jewel Obsession. Like I said, it's just remixes and B-sides from her upcoming album, which is coming out next month. I forgot the name of her new album. I think it's called Real High. This is the name of her new album coming out next month. And these remixes and B-sides compilation is a limited price of 500 copies. So I was lucky enough to score myself a copy. And some cool jams on here. They're all slow, kind of mellow songs, but they're cool. Some cool jams. She's more of it's a combination of like synth pop and R&B music in a way. But I like it. I like her style, and I really dig this EP. So it's just a little appetizer until her new album drops next month. And I already got a ticket to see her in San Francisco in the summertime when she tours the U.S. So I saw her with Kristen Control in LA last year, and that was a good show, and she really impressed me with her music, so I've been a big fan ever since. Alright, so let's go into some LA finds. I mean, they're kind of old. They're from 3 weeks ago, but I never showed them in a video. So LA is like one of my favorite cities to dig in, because there's so many record stores there, and you just don't know where to start, so I just start with my favorites. So the store I'm going to start with is Freakbeat Records, which is in Sherman Oaks, actually, but a really cool record store. I love that place, and I always score some interesting stuff out of there, like this one from Echo and the Bunnymen, the album Heaven Up There, Heaven Up Here, sorry, and this is a Japanese pressing with the OB strip, as you can plainly see. You know, I remember Echo and the Bunnymen from the 80s, of course, because I used to always see their videos on MTV. Remember the good old days of MTV and music, when they actually used to go hand in hand? So because I saw their videos a lot at MTV, because they were kind of in heavy rotation, I never bought the album, really got that much into the band. And then lately, as of late, I joined a a 80s new wave cover band, and we play one of their songs, which is called Lips Like Sugar, which is not on this album. And it just got me remembering how cool that band was, and I never really got into their music after covering one of their songs. So now I decided I'm going to get into the band that I missed out on in the 80s. And now I'm kicking myself for missing out on them. I like this album. Real dark, melodic, atmospheric music, but very well done. Really love this album. I've spun it a couple times since I brought it home from LA, and just absolutely love the album. I'm trying to fish the insert out for you so I can show you. Really nice picture of the band, this little lyric booklet that comes with the album. And everything's written in Chinese. Japanese, sorry, Chinese. Japanese. So I can't read it, but it's still nice to have. So really cool that. And I think they still tour Echo and the Bunnymen, so I want to catch a show on one of their tours if they're still giving shows. I definitely want to check them out. Ever since we started covering one of their songs, I've been wanting to get some of their albums. On this LA trip, I took care of that. So this is just one of a few albums I got from Echo and the Bunnymen, and I like it. Next up, this bootleg from Marillion. It just says Marillion Live. But this is the early ages of the band. This is a radio broadcast from Germany in 1983. There's the track listing if you want to pause the video and check that out. There you are. Really cool to get a bootleg from their early years. And it's on colored vinyl, yellow vinyl. Really, really nice looking record. And a good mix too. I mean, it's a radio broadcast. It's some hiss. FM broadcast, obviously you'll hear like a little hiss noise in the playback, but actually the sound quality is pretty decent for a bootleg. Really decent, really good. So I like it. I like it a lot. And of course, they got the complete show on here, or the complete FM broadcast, where Fish is telling us jokes in between songs. They captured a really good performance, so I really like this. So, Marillion Live. This I'm kind of glad I got. Billy Squires' Don't Say No. Now, I had a used copy of this already, which I found in the dollar bin years ago, and that has been my copy ever since. But this one is a special limited half-speed mastering version, so it sounds a lot better than my old used one that I've had many years ago. And it's nice to have a better playing copy, so my old one will get traded in for something better, I hope. So really cool. And a few 45s in the store. Nothing particularly that great. Berlin, the Metro. I've never seen it with that cover before, so I thought I'd go for it. And John Lennon, Nobody Told Me. I remember this song from the 80s. It had a video on TV. Used to always like the song, so I went ahead and got that. And another Marillion for the song Kaylee. I don't have any Marillion 7-inch records, so nice to see that I finally took care of that. And found this really cool 7-inch record on, I believe, EMI? Yeah, EMI. And there's a nice silver custom label there, so that was a good find. I was glad to find that. Maybe it'll start a Marillion 7-inch collection. I always buy their albums and 12-inch singles. It never dawned on me to start collecting some 7-inch from Marillion, since I like the band so much, so that's what started that trend. So hopefully I can find some more of their records on 7-inch. Alright, let's get to another store find here. We'll start with this one here. Rockaway Records, which is in the Silver Lake area of Los Angeles, California. Great store. Always got some cool stuff there. I could spend hours in the store. It's like going to a rock and roll memorabilia museum. There's great stuff in there. So I only pulled a couple of records out of there. This really cool 10-inch single from U2 for the song Vertigo. The side 1 has just the album version of it, and side 2 has a remix of it. But the remix is really good. So normally I could take or leave remixes, but this one's really good. It's just a UK promo. And nice packaging. Here's the inner sleeve. And here's the 10-inch record. With some pretty cool looking labels on them. So this was a cool find. I don't see this one out there very often, so it was nice to score it. I'm a big fan of the song. I never owned the album that it's from, but I remember when the song hit radio, I thought I immediately liked it, as I like most U2 songs, and so I was really glad to score that. It was a big score for me. And the next one up is The Fix. The album is called React. Again, I had a used copy of this years ago, which I found very cheap, probably $1, $2. Why buy it again? Well, this one came with a press kit. It came with a live press kit. So there's a label, nothing that you've never seen before, but I just thought it was interesting that it came with a press kit. It came with a short bio that tells the history of the band up until this album, so 2-page bio. And it came with a glossy photo of the band. Very nice, very nice. So that will replace my cheap dollar find copy. Not that there's anything wrong with dollar finds. Dollar finds makes up like damn near half my collection. So obviously I'm not above dollar finds, but if you can find a nice copy and it has something inside of it that makes it extra special, like a press kit or a poster or whatever, then that's when I usually go for the more expensive copy and get rid of the old dollar find. If you could just find those extra little inserts, makes it kind of nice to own. So that's why I went for that record. All right, moving on. The next store is a store called the Record Parlor. This store is actually walking distance from Amoeba Hollywood. And you would think with Amoeba Hollywood just a block and a half away or so, this store probably wouldn't get any business. Everybody would just go to Amoeba Hollywood. Well, you mean, this store does quite well considering how close they are to Amoeba Hollywood. They do good business there, plus they sell old turntables and receivers, they sell jukeboxes, and they have big patio sales where they bring in other vendors and they can sell their records outside of the store. It's actually a really cool place to go digging, real nice atmosphere in there. So I just pulled a bunch of 80s albums this time I visited them. Starting with this 12-inch single from In Excess for the original Sin. This one has the dance version, the LP version. And on side 2 we have the song Stay Young and Just Keep Walking. So really cool 12-inch single from In Excess, one of my favorite 80s bands. The cover band I'm in, we're doing one of their songs, which is Don't Change. Hopefully one of these days I'll get video of us playing it and maybe share it with everybody, whoever's interested. But I love that band In Excess. Another album from The Fix, Shuttered Room. I believe this is their first album. It has the song Red Skies and Stand or Fall, which are two of my favorite songs from The Fix. I don't believe I had this album before, so real glad to get it. Got it for a couple bucks. I mean, the cover is slightly beat up, but vinyl plays great. That's all that matters. This is really this is really one of my, this goes in the silly pile of records. Information Society, What's on Your Mind, Pure Energy, just a collection of remixes of that classic 80s song. I was a fan of this band back in the day. I have to admit, I loved this song. I love this song to death. When it first dropped, when it first came out, I thought it was a cool tune. Still do, actually. I still love this song. And I remember last summer they came to my area. They were touring with Culture Club. And it's a show I missed, unfortunately, but I had a lot of friends that went to it. They said it was a fun show. So really cool. They say the only depressing thing about going to these these old 80s bands to go see them live, they say half the audience was walking in canes. So, you know, obviously the 80s were rough on people. But, you know, I lived through that. I'm not walking with a cane, knee brace, of course, but I haven't graduated to walking with a cane yet. So I just thought that was funny. I heard that from some friends who went to the show. Okay, so some more Echo and the Bunnymen. This was a 5-song EP. I don't think it has a title. It just says Echo and the Bunnymen. There we go, and it's a gold stamp promo, if that means anything to anybody. This is a really good album too. I was familiar with a couple of songs on here. There's a record label, no big deal. There's the track listing for those who are curious. It has one live track, which is the very last song on side 2, Do It Clean. Really enjoyed this album too. Really dig their sound. I really wish I had gotten to this band more because I was going through high school when these guys were real big. So, and I heard their music, but it's just one of those bands like you hear all these years later, 30, 35 years later, I'm just now getting into them. It's like, man, I should have paid more attention. I mean, I did know of them, but well, this is a song that I knew of them. This is a song my band covers. I got a 12-inch single for Lips Like Sugar from the same band. And I love this song. I absolutely love this song. It is such a great tune. It's so catchy. So we got the 12-inch mix on side 1, some song called Roller Coaster, which really wasn't that bad. Then side 2 has the dub mix version of Lips Like Sugar and the single mix of the same song. But yeah, I was hoping to find the album that this song is on. Couldn't find it, so I got the next best thing, the 12-inch single, and I'm really glad I did. It was quite a good find for me. So there we go. Echo, those are my Echo and the Bunnymen finds for the trip. Another 12-inch single from the Psychedelic Furs, Love My Way. I've never seen this before. Let me take it out of the sleeve here. See it a little better. I've never seen this before. That's why I grabbed it. It was a little bit more pricey at $7. I guess it's not a lot of money, but I guess it kind of is for a 12-inch single. Side A, Love My Way, and the song Goodbye, the dance mix of that. And side B is the dance mix of the song Aeroplane. Really cool find. I love the Psychedelic Furs. Band I'm in's covering one of their songs too, Heaven. So there we are. Yeah, we're covering the song Heaven from Psychedelic Furs, and you know, covering one of their songs got me in the mood to start spinning their records again, and it's been fun ever since. So really cool find there. And the last one is from New Order, another 12-inch single, and I believe the song is called Fine Time. All right, you can get the bifocals here. The printing so low. Yeah, Fine Time from New Order. You know, they were just in the area recently. They did a show in Berkeley. The singer of my band actually went to go see it, and he was real stoked to see that they actually did a Joy Division song at the show. They did Love Will Tear Us Apart. I know this song my band covers. And this is a really cool 12-inch single. It has all the different dance versions and remix versions and 7-inch single edits of the song Fine Time. Really cool find. Found it for a couple of bucks, and a real addictive song. I like it. I like New Order, so real glad I scored that. Alright, so those are the finds from the Record Parlor. The last store I visited in LA, other than Amoeba, is a place called Record Surplus. This is in Santa Monica. So if you're ever in Santa Monica and you're hanging out at the Santa Monica Pier, well, just down the street from the Santa Monica Pier, maybe like a good 5-minute drive, is the Record Surplus store. There's actually another vinyl store a few blocks past this store, which is called Touch Vinyl, but they were closed the day I went over there. So really great store, Record Surplus, friendly staff, big selection. Big table full of turntables so you can actually listen to the records before you buy them. I always love when stores offer that service. It makes for a nice experience. So this is what I pulled out of this store. Daft Punk. I don't know if this is their first album or what, but it's just self-titled Daft Punk, I believe. Oh no, it's called Discovery. My mistake. And I've only listened to this record once, but it's got to grow. It's one of those records I could tell it's got to grow on me. I found this used for $10 in the store, and everywhere else in town, I was seeing this album because I bought the album Random Access Memories from Amoeba, and I also saw this album next to it in Amoeba, but they wanted like almost $30 for it, and I found it used in this place for 10. So I thought, I never heard any songs from this album, so I thought, well, for $10, I'll give it a try. If I hate it, I guess I could trade it somewhere. So here's the 2-record set. So here's the sleeve for record 1, and pretty decent looking album cover there. Right off the bat, there's a lot. It's a dance record basically, electronic music and dance music. And I need more of those records in my collection. I do like that kind of sound. Here's the second record in the sleeve it came in. Cool picture right there. And these are just lyrics. And I think it's the same album label. Yeah, more or less, same label. It's still a cool album. I think it's just going to take a few more listens for it to warm up to me, but I was starting to get into it. I've only spun the whole thing once, both records, so need to give it more of a chance than that. I could tell this might be an album I have to invest my time in, and I'm sure after a few listens I'll probably start coming around to it. But so far I'm interested in what I'm hearing. I guess I just need to listen to it a few more times for it to click with me. So you got to listen to it more than once, but not a bad album. For $10, it was a great find. And I just pulled another 12-inch single out of there. I must have caught him on a slow day because there wasn't much there. From Sammy Hagar, 12-inch single for the song Two Sides of Love. This is a promo copy only, so pretty cool. I remember when this song dropped on MTV. It had a video, and I remember at one point I liked this song more than that song I Can't Drive 55. Well, here we are years later, and when I Can't Drive 55 comes on the radio, I instantly turn the radio off because I'm just so burnt out of that song. But I still love Two Sides of Love. Just to let you know, it's on the Geffen label. So that was a pretty cool find. It was only $1. So I figured, what the hell. And then I also got a 7-inch record from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers with Stevie Nicks. The song Needles and Pins. I can't talk today. Needles and Pins Live. And on the sleeve here it says, on the B-side, there's a song called Spike. That is bullshit. Spike is not on here. It's just Needles and Pins repeated twice on side A and side B. So there we go. Well, there we are. And that does it. That is my non-record store day finds. Or no record store day finds. But this was the other records I pulled out of LA when I was hanging out there for 3 days or so, just on vacation. Oh man, the sights I took in were that was such a good vacation, especially going to Santa Monica. I spent the whole day there and just had a blast. I only went to one record store. It was so cool just to be around the ocean, hang out on the pier, listening to all the street musicians play. It was a good vibe there. I really enjoyed it. Well, that's gonna do it here. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everybody enjoyed their record store day. And leave me some comments so we can have some chitter chatter. All right, take it easy, folks. See ya.